So, you've done it. You set up your first aquarium. The filter's humming, the lights are shimmering, and you just got home from the fish store, bags in hand, ready to introduce your new fish to their watery paradise. You release them, and for a second, everything is perfect. But what if, without even knowing it, you've just lit the fuse on an underwater powder keg? What if that dream tank is about to become a war zone? Look, many beginners, and honestly, even some seasoned hobbyists, make huge mistakes when stocking their tanks. They create a ticking time bomb of stress and aggression, all because of simple incompatibility. Today, we're exposing 5 of the most common and disastrous fish combinations that almost always end in a bloodbath. Pay close attention because your peaceful community tank might just have one of these fatal pairings swimming in it right now. Combo number 1, the flashy disaster, Betta fish and Guppies. Let's start with a pairing that's as tempting as it is tragic, the Betta fish and the guppy. On the surface, it seems perfect, right? Bettas, with their majestic flowing fins, are the kings of the small aquarium, and guppies are lively, colorful, and add a burst of activity. They're both incredibly popular, easy to find, and look like they'd create a stunning visual. And that's a fatal assumption. The problem is the Betta's personality. Male Bettas are intensely territorial and aggressive, not just with other Bettas, but with any fish they think is a rival. And what does a male guppy look like to a Betta? A small fish with long, flowing, bright fins. Basically, a smaller, flashier male Betta. This instantly triggers the Betta's attack mode. He won't just bully the guppies, he'll relentlessly chase them, shred their delicate fins, and stress them out until they literally die of exhaustion. It's a one-sided massacre where the guppy has zero chance. Even if you think you have a chill Betta, the risk is never zero. The constant presence of a perceived challenger causes chronic stress for the Betta, while the guppies live in constant terror. They'll hide, stop eating, and their beautiful fins will get reduced to tattered rags. On top of that, guppies themselves can be nippy, and they might just be tempted to pick at the Betta's long, slow fins, leading to injury and infection. The solution is simple. Let them be stars in their own shows. A Betta can be a magnificent centerpiece in its own 5 or 10 gallon tank. If you want to give him tank mates, avoid anything colorful with long fins. Think bottom dwellers that will stay out of his way, like snails, or maybe some pygmy corydoras in a larger setup. Guppies thrive in their own community tank, with other peaceful fish that won't mistake their beauty for a threat. Combo Sucker 2, the predator and the prey, Oscars and neon tetras. Our next combo is a classic mistake that happens when you forget the #1 rule of the aquatic world. If it fits in the mouth, it's food. This brings us to the disastrous pairing of an Oscar and neon tetras. Folks, this isn't a battle, it's a buffet. Oscars are one of the most charismatic fish you can own. They're smart, they recognize their owners, and they have personalities bigger than most dogs. Beginners are often drawn to their charm at the store, where they're sold as cute little juveniles. At the same time, that beginner might grab a school of shiny neon tetras for a pop of color. They go in the same tank, and for a day or two, it might seem okay. And then you notice a few tetras are missing. The next day, a few more. This is the only way it can end. Oscars are large, predatory cichlids. That tiny 2-inch Oscar you brought home will quickly grow into a 12-inch fish-eating machine. To a full-grown Oscar, a neon tetra isn't a tank mate. It's a perfectly bite-sized, wriggling snack. Putting them together is like housing a lion with a flock of sheep and hoping for the best. Even before they get eaten, the stress is off the charts. The tetras will be terrified, their colors will fade, and they'll spend all their time hiding instead of schooling beautifully. It's a cruel setup for the tetras, and honestly, not great for the Oscar either. The solution here demands a change in mindset. If you want an Oscar, you have to build the tank for an Oscar. That means a huge tank, 75 gallons minimum for one adult, with tank mates that are just as big and tough. Think other large cichlids, or a full-grown pleco. Neon tetras belong in a peaceful community tank with other small, gentle fish, where they can school together without fearing they are about to become lunch. Combo number 3, the climate clash, goldfish and tropical fish. This next one is a classic beginner mistake, often made because of bad advice. It's the seemingly harmless mix of a goldfish and pretty much any popular tropical fish. A betta, a gourami, you name it. This combo doesn't cause a bloodbath because of fighting. It causes a slow, painful decline because of a total clash in environments. It's simple. Goldfish are cold water fish. They thrive in unheated tanks, with temps ideally in the 60s to low 70s Fahrenheit. Tropical fish, as the name says, need it warm, usually between 75 and 82 degrees. When you put them in the same tank, somebody is always suffering. Put a goldfish in a warm tropical tank, and its metabolism goes into overdrive, drastically shortening its life. On the flip side, put a tropical fish like a betta in a cold goldfish tank, and it will become sluggish, its immune system will crash, and it'll get sick and die. It's a slow death sentence, either way. And temperature is just one part of it. Goldfish are incredibly messy. They produce a ton of waste, which spikes the ammonia and nitrates in the water. Most tropical fish simply can't handle that level of pollution and will get stressed and sick. A tank that's clean enough for a betta is almost impossible to maintain with a goldfish, and water a goldfish can tolerate is often toxic for a tropical fish. The fix is to respect their basic biology. Goldfish belong in a large, dedicated cold water tank or a pond with powerful filtration. A single fancy goldfish needs at least a 20-gallon tank, plus 10 more gallons for every friend. Tropical fish belong in a stable, heated aquarium with other tropical fish. Trying to force them together is just a recipe for disease and death. Combo number 4, the Territorial Tyrant. Aggressive cichlids and peaceful community fish. You walk into the fish store and see a tank full of vibrant, active fish labeled assorted African cichlids. Or maybe you spot a stunning Jack Dempsey. They're gorgeous, and it's easy to picture one in your community tank with your angelfish and corydoras. This is a catastrophic mistake, and it brings us to our 4th guaranteed bloodbath, mixing aggressive territorial cichlids with peaceful community fish. Many cichlids, especially from the African Rift Lakes or Central America, are hardwired to claim a territory, a rock, a cave, a corner of the tank, and defend it to the death. To an aggressive cichlid, that slow, graceful angelfish isn't a friend, it's a trespasser. A peaceful gourami is a rival that must be eliminated. The cichlid will relentlessly bully and attack these fish, shredding their fins and causing extreme stress. They'll be outcompeted for food and will eventually waste away while hiding for their lives. It's a miserable existence. It gets even deeper than that. African cichlids need hard, alkaline water with a high pH. South American fish-like angelfish want the complete opposite, soft, acidic water. So on top of the constant threat of violence, one group is also suffering from being in the wrong water. It's a behavioral and physiological nightmare. If you love these cichlids, you have to commit to a cichlid tank. For Africans, that means a big tank with tons of rock work, overstocked with other aggressive Africans to spread out the hostility. For large American cichlids, it means a huge tank with equally robust tank mates. Peaceful fish-like angelfish and gouramis belong in a peaceful tank. Mixing these worlds just creates a war zone where the peaceful fish are always the casualties. Combo number 5, the sleeper agent, red-tail sharks, and a peaceful community. Our final disaster combo features a sleeper agent, a fish often sold to unsuspecting beginners as a peaceful community member, the red-tail shark. The bloodbath here happens as this fish grows up, and its true personality comes out. At the store they're small, sleek, and beautiful, with their jet black bodies and bright red tails. They're often recommended for a 20 or 30-gallon tank, and for a few months it might seem fine. But as the red-tail shark matures, it becomes a territorial monster. This fish isn't a real shark, it's a type of carp, and it's mean. As it grows, it will claim the entire bottom of the tank as its personal kingdom. Any fish that dares to enter that zone, especially bottom dwellers like Corydoras, will be chased without mercy. And sometimes they don't just stick to the bottom, they'll terrorize any fish in the tank that they simply don't like. The problem is even worse if you make the mistake of getting more than one. 2 red-tail sharks in a normal-sized tank will fight until one is dead, period. And keeping just one in a tank that's too small, anything under 55 gallons, turns it into a frustrated tyrant that terrorizes everything else. A similar sleeper agent is the common pleco. Sold as a tiny algae eater, it grows into a 2-foot-long giant that also gets territorial and aggressive. The solution is to know what you're buying. A red-tail shark must be kept alone in a tank of 55 gallons or more with plenty of hiding spots. It needs to be with active, semi-aggressive fish that stick to the top and middle of the tank and are tough enough to not be bothered by the shark's posturing, like larger barbs or danios. Never keep them with peaceful bottom dwellers or in a small tank. Conclusion. Creating a peaceful aquarium is about more than picking pretty fish. It's about understanding them. These 5 combos are just the tip of the iceberg, but they are the most common paths to disaster. Your best tool to prevent a tank bloodbath is research. And now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever made one of these mistakes? What's the worst fish combo you've ever seen? Share your story in the comments. It might just save someone else from making the same mistake. From the flashy fins that trigger a Betta's rage to the simple fact that an Oscar will eat anything that fits in its mouth, incompatibility is rooted in a fish's nature. Ignoring it leads to suffering. Always remember the golden rules. Know the adult size, understand the temperament, and never mix fish with different needs. Your fish are counting on you to be a responsible keeper, not a reckless matchmaker. Research before you buy, and you'll have a sanctuary, not a sacrifice. Seen a tank bloodbath? Share your war story in the comments, and subscribe for more freshwater survival tips.